Something broken inside the royal family was never supposed to leave Windsor. For years, Sarah Ferguson kept a massive family secret buried deep behind closed doors, one that centered on her own daughter, Princess Beatrice, and a relationship that was never meant to happen. When royal author Andrew Loney stepped forward, he didn't just share a rumor, he exposed a silent war brewing inside the palace. It turns out Sarah Ferguson secretly never approved of Princess Beatrice's husband, Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi. But the truth goes so much deeper than simple mother-in-law tension. Behind the smiles and polished photos, a desperate battle for loyalty, money, and survival was tearing this royal household apart. If you want to understand the secret feud driving Princess Beatrice to make an impossible choice between her marriage and her mother, make sure you stick around until the very end, because the final piece of this puzzle changes everything we thought we knew. If you love real, unfiltered royal family stories, take a fast second to smash that like button and hit subscribe to join our growing family. To the outside world, Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi seemed like an absolute dream match for Princess Beatrice. He was an Italian count, handsome, incredibly wealthy, and already moved in the exact same circles as the royal family. On paper, everything looked perfect. But royal expert Andrew Loney, author of Entitled, The Rise and Fall of the House of York, just dropped a massive bomb on that narrative. He claims Sarah Ferguson secretly never approved of Edoardo joining the family. Think about how wild that is. Sarah Ferguson and her two daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, were always famous for being an unbreakable unit. They called themselves the tripod. Nothing came between them. But according to Andrew Loney, the moment Edoardo entered the frame, Sarah Ferguson felt a sudden cold shift. Sources indicate Sarah Ferguson harbored deep doubts about Edoardo's true motives right from the beginning. Edoardo isn't just a titled aristocrat. He is a sharp, ambitious property developer who founded his own luxury, multi-million-dollar real estate and interior design firm, Banda Property. Insiders suggest Sarah Ferguson worried that Edoardo was leveraging Princess Beatrice's royal title and high-profile status to open doors, land international clients, and supercharge his business expansion across London and beyond. To Sarah Ferguson, it looked like a classic power play. She feared Edoardo was using the York name as the ultimate marketing tool, gaining instant global prestige, red carpet access, and elite network connections that money simply couldn't buy. She watched as his multi-million-dollar property projects gained massive international attention, wondering how much of that success was tied directly to his new royal elevated profile. It is claimed this created intense, quiet hostility behind closed doors. Sarah Ferguson felt Edoardo's strong, controlling personality was steadily pulling Princess Beatrice out of her mother's orbit. Instead of integrating into the tripod, Edoardo began setting strict boundaries, encouraging Princess Beatrice to step away from the constant drama, protect her own reputation, and stop letting her mother's financial and media troubles derail their future. What started as subtle mother-in-law tension quickly spiraled into a bitter battle for influence. Princess Beatrice found herself caught directly in the crossfire, torn between the mother who expected total, unwavering loyalty and the husband who warned her that staying too close to Sarah Ferguson could destroy their private life and his business empire. And just when Sarah Ferguson tried to regain control, Edoardo made a strategic move that proved he was playing a completely different game. Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi was not about to let the York family scandals drag his name down with them. While Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew were facing wave after wave of intense public scrutiny, Edoardo was making moves in the background. Royal author Andrew Loney reveals that Edoardo's wealthy Italian family was completely appalled by the non-stop global news coverage surrounding Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. They wanted nothing to do with it. For Edoardo and his family, reputation is everything. He comes from a very prominent background, and his property business depends on keeping a clean, trusted image. Watching Prince Andrew lose his military titles and step back from official duties was alarming enough. But seeing Sarah Ferguson constantly drawn into new financial and legal headlines was the final straw. Reports suggest Edoardo realized very quickly that Princess Beatrice's parents were becoming a major liability. He saw the damage happening in real time. King Charles and Prince William were already moving to streamline the monarchy, cutting off official funds and pushing Prince Andrew further out of the picture. And that created a massive problem for Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Insiders say Edoardo sat down with Princess Beatrice to have a very tough conversation. He made it clear that if they wanted to protect their income, their public image, and their future inside the royal family, things had to change immediately. Edoardo wasn't the only one pushing for this. Princess Eugenie's husband, Jack Brooksbank, was right there with him. Both husbands reportedly agreed that the two sisters needed to put real distance between themselves and their parents. Think about how painful that was for Princess Beatrice. She loved her father, Prince Andrew, and she had always been intensely loyal to her mother, Sarah Ferguson. Now, her own husband was asking her to pull away from the very people who raised her. It was a total loyalty test. If Princess Beatrice stayed too close to Sarah Ferguson, she risked damaging Edoardo's business and alienating the royal family even further. But if she backed away, she would break her mother's heart and destroy the famous tripod bond forever. Princess Beatrice knew she had to make a move. What she did next shocked palace insiders, and it left Sarah Ferguson completely blindsided. The line had been drawn, and Princess Beatrice was forced to make the ultimate choice. Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi and Jack Brooksbank didn't just ask their wives to step back. Reports suggest they actively took control of the situation to protect Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Both husbands knew that King Charles and Prince William were watching closely. With the royal family moving toward a smaller modern team, any connection to ongoing drama could destroy the sisters' public standing forever. So, Edoardo and Jack stepped in with a clear strategy. They advised Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie to play down their family ties in public. That meant fewer photos with Prince Andrew, fewer joint public statements with Sarah Ferguson, and a total shift toward independent charity work. It was a business-minded survival plan, designed to keep their earnings safe and secure their future with the palace. Imagine how Sarah Ferguson reacted when she realized what was happening. Insiders say Sarah Ferguson felt completely cut out. The mother who had guided her daughters through every single crisis was suddenly being pushed to the sidelines by the men they married. Rumors indicate she saw Edoardo as the main driver behind this strategy, a powerful figure turning her own daughter against her. This sparked intense private friction. Sarah Ferguson tried to hold on to her influence, reminding Princess Beatrice of the deep bond they shared. But Edoardo stood firm. He wanted Princess Beatrice focused on their own family, their children, and their future, alongside King Charles and Prince William. Princess Beatrice was caught in a brutal emotional tug-of-war. Every time she chose to side with Edoardo's plan, it felt like a betrayal to her mother. Every time she reached out to support Sarah Ferguson, it created tension at home with Edoardo. The pressure inside Princess Beatrice's life was growing by the day, and it wasn't long before people started noticing the strain on her marriage. Suddenly, rumors began sweeping through royal circles that Princess Beatrice and Edoardo were on the verge of a total breakdown. The rumors spread like wildfire, and soon everyone was asking if Princess Beatrice and Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi were about to split. Headlines claimed the couple were on the rocks. Reports suggested the relentless stress surrounding Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson was finally tearing their marriage apart. The non-stop drama, combined with the battle between Edoardo and Sarah Ferguson, seemed to be taking a heavy toll. When a couple faces that much outside pressure, small arguments can turn into massive divides very fast. People began pointing out every single detail. Edoardo was traveling constantly for his luxury property business, spending long stretches away from home. Meanwhile, Princess Beatrice was staying behind, trying to balance her duty to the royal family with her love for her family. Observers wondered if the distance was a sign that they were growing apart. And then, close friends of the couple rushed to the press to stop the damage. Friends spoke out directly to media outlets like Hello magazine, insisting the rumors were completely false. They claimed Princess Beatrice and Edoardo were as strong as ever, and that the stories of marital trouble were totally made up. But in royal reporting, when friends suddenly step up to deny rumors, it often raises even more questions. Were these statements a genuine defense of a loving marriage, or were they a calculated move to protect their public image? Insiders say that while Princess Beatrice and Edoardo were united in public, the underlying cause of the tension hadn't vanished. Prince Andrew's ongoing troubles and Sarah Ferguson's icy distance from Edoardo were still very real problems. The couple was fighting to keep their marriage intact while sitting right in the middle of a royal battleground. To see how deep this family divide really went, you only have to look back at the day Princess Beatrice and Edoardo got married. When the official photos were released to the world, eagle-eyed fans noticed something missing, and it revealed a secret decision that changed everything. The official wedding photos told a story that the palace was desperately trying to hide. When Princess Beatrice married Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi in July 2020, the entire world expected a grand royal picture. Instead, what millions of viewers saw was unprecedented. The official portraits released by the palace showed Princess Beatrice and Edoardo standing alongside Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson were completely missing from the official frame. Think about how shocking that was for a royal bride. On the biggest day of her life, Princess Beatrice's own parents were kept out of the public pictures. Prince Andrew had walked his daughter down the aisle at the Royal Chapel of All Saints at Royal Lodge, but when the cameras flashed for the public record, he and Sarah Ferguson were pushed out of sight. Reports suggest this wasn't an accident. It was a carefully planned image cleanup. The palace knew that including Prince Andrew or Sarah Ferguson in those official photos would trigger an immediate storm in the press. Queen Elizabeth wanted to protect Princess Beatrice's special day, ensuring the spotlight stayed on her happiness rather than her parents' growing scandals. But royal author Andrew Loney points out that this decision revealed a much deeper rift. The lack of involvement from Sarah Ferguson during the public wedding moment highlighted the quiet, ongoing tension with Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi. While Sarah Ferguson played her part as a supportive mother away from the cameras, her absence from the main narrative spoke volumes. It was early proof that Edoardo and the palace were already taking steps to distance Princess Beatrice from the York family drama. Sarah Ferguson had to swallow her pride and accept a reduced role on her own daughter's wedding day. But those who know Sarah Ferguson best say she was never going to stay quietly in the background forever. This leads directly to the core problem Princess Beatrice faces today, because while her husband wants a clean break, her mother is holding on to something that can never be broken. No matter how much pressure Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi applies, breaking the bond between Sarah Ferguson and her daughters might be practically impossible. For decades, Sarah Ferguson, Princess Beatrice, and Princess Eugenie have shared a connection so tight that outsiders rarely penetrate it. Royal author Andrew Loney emphasizes that despite all the ongoing controversies and friction with Edoardo, this family group remains intact at its core. Andrew Loney noted that the sisters haven't cut themselves loose simply because they are cut from the same cloth and remain very much under the influence of their mother. That creates a massive, ongoing dilemma for Princess Beatrice. On one hand, Edoardo wants to safeguard their immediate family, his luxury business, and their standing with King Charles and Prince William. He sees stepping back as the only practical path forward. On the other hand, Princess Beatrice feels a deep, lifelong loyalty to Sarah Ferguson, who raised her through every single storm the media threw at them. Reports suggest Princess Beatrice is constantly walking a tightrope between being a devoted wife and a supportive daughter. Every choice she makes carries a heavy cost. If she sides entirely with Edoardo, she risks damaging her relationship with Sarah Ferguson. But if she shifts back toward her mother, she faces renewed tension at home and risks pulling her personal life right back into the public headlines. It is a silent tug-of-war where no one truly wins, leaving palace observers wondering how long this balance can actually hold. Which brings us to the ultimate question surrounding this royal family drama. Can Princess Beatrice protect her marriage and build a clean future with Edoardo? Or will her loyalty to Sarah Ferguson always pull her back? Drop a comment below and let us know what you think.